to have been loved. And the perfect passive forms are going to come from the fourth principal part. All right, part C, number 1. Now, raise your hand and remind me if you were absent on Friday, so you weren't here when I assigned this. Okay, all right. Number 1, Evan.
1 of C.
1 of C.
I have future perfect.
You know what? After I got you to move it, I'm
Fine.
going back to the board.
Whatever.
And I'm going to write it. Future perfect is correct.
You want me to wait until you write it?
Yeah. Go ahead and read the English stuff, because I don't have my workbook with me now.
I shall have work. You.
I shall have worked. All right, so what'd you get for that one?
I have lava or arrow, or arrow. I'm pretty sure that's all.
It should be laverawero. Okay, what's the difference between what I have and what you have, and why is mine right?
You go with B.
Right, and where does that B come from? The perfect stem, which comes from the third principal part. Okay, number 2, Erica, would you read the word and...
We also gave the tense, but that's
Oh, he said future perfect.
pretty much understood.
Wait, had been. Is the B in all of them?
No, it's going to be in almost all first conjugation verbs. It comes from the third principal part. So the third principal part of this verb is love or awi. And then you drop the I and you add your ending to that. For all of the perfect forms, you add your ending to the perfect stem, which comes from the third principal part. Okay, so what was number 2?
We had been.
We had been. So before we do this, even though it doesn't say to do it, go ahead and tell me what the third principal part of the verb is. Fui. Okay, so the third principal part is fui. So the stem is fu. Okay.
It's fui perfect, and I have fui
Fu is who had been?
We had been.
Fu amus. We had been. And fui perfect is right. Okay, number 3, Abby.
Be less.
What does it say?
It's perfect active third singular.
What's the English? What's the English?
Oh, she has seen.
We have seen,
She
and
seen.
the third principal part of that verb is,
I am less.
no, the verb,
Oh,
the third principal part is witty,
Yeah.
okay? So the stem is vid, and so wittimus is correct for we have seen.
It's she has seen.
Oh, she has seen is witted.
That's not what I got. That's perfect active.
It is perfect.
Oh, it's perfect active? I thought has was.
Have or has is always perfect. So have or has equals
she had
perfect.
been.
Well, then why is it IT? I got I am less.
I got that.
That's we. Okay, so if you have or has, or just a simple ed, those things are perfect. And those endings are e, isti, it, imus, istus, and error. So all of these endings are perfect active. Every one of them is perfect active. And you're going to choose a different one depending on the person and number. So these are singular, these are plural, that's first person, second person, and third person. And so the first person is I, second person you, third person he, she, it. First person plural is we, second person plural is you plural, and third person plural is they. So yours was she has seen, Abby. So yours was she has seen. So that's third person singular, which is the it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, number
I
4.
think I accidentally looked at the one above and put in.
Jordan,
I don't have the translation.
okay, what's the verb? In English.
You earned.
You earned. Aired. Aired.
Plural.
You plural aired. Okay, what is the third principal part of that verb? Erav. So the stem is E-R-R-A-V. And you said we aired? You, plural aired. Okay, what tense is this?
Second. No, tense is perfect.
Perfect. So we want the perfect, and we handily have those endings right over here. So what are we going to have?
Is this?
Istus. So era wistus. Kurt,
They had led.
they had led.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what's the third principal part of that verb?
Boosted. Productive. And it's blue perfect.
Good, blue
So it
perfect.
would be Duxerat.
Duxeron. Megan,
He will have made, and I got its future perfect.
good, future perfect.
The third principal part was Becky, and so it's Becky
Beckeret, very good. LA, you weren't here, right? Lori?
You rewarded. I had perfect.
Good.
And I got Donna reward this week.
So the third principal part is dona we. So then dona wisti would be correct. Yep.
Wait. Oh, I used good already.
I would use that. Can that mean reward? Yeah. It might. So you would have had dedisti. Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Caitlin?
I had called blue perfect.
Okay, our third principal part is wokawi. And I had called is pluperfect, so wokawerum is the answer. Number 9. By the way, those of you who didn't have the homework done, this really takes, and whether you were here or not here, so, whatever. This really takes some practice, even though it seems like, okay, well, there's just these rules, and if I learn these rules, I can get it. Well, that's true, but you really have to practice it because you don't quite get the hang of it until you've done a bunch of them. So make sure if you don't have this done that you do go back and do it. And go back and do it, like, not looking at what the answers are, because now we have all the answers. Okay, Zach.
All right, we have gone, and it's perfect, and it's emus or emus. Principal part being E.
We actually have even a third choice for this one.
Emus.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one we have 3 choices. This one is weird because our third principal part can be ee or iwi. Yes.
How can it be just these?
Because this one is irregular. So I'll save this one for last. Okay, so this one makes sense. Iwimus, if we're using this principal part, so this would be our stem, and we'd stick the imus on the end of it. So that one makes sense. If we're using this principal part, then this would be our stem, and we stick emus on the end of it. So then we have emus. But people didn't like saying emus, and so emus is just kind of a contraction of that. So it's just irregular. And if you look in your books on page on page 84, you'll see what the irregular forms are for this particular verb.
Oh,
Okay, number 10.
they will have driven, future perfect, ignorant.
Future perfect. And the verb to drive, the third principal part is eggy. And so, egg errand. Evan?
Alright. Which one?
11.
She has been able, have been perfect.
Pluperfect. No, not pluperfect. Has or have is perfect. Had is pluperfect.
Okay, so it's perfect and it is. Ooh. I don't remember. Actually, close. I don't know.
Okay? Well, this is our third principal part, right? And so we just need to know our perfect endings. What are our perfect endings? Isti, it, ilus, istus, errant, or errant.
So is it the to wit?
Go to. Okay, number 12, Erica.
You plural sing.
Sing,
Sing.
say,
Same.
sing.
S-A-N-G. Is kicking. It's blue perfect in Pictionerontis.
You, plural, sang.
Yeah.
Is that pluperfect? Pluperfect always has a had.
Okay, so it's perfect.
It's perfect.
So we kick in
Cacanistus. Abby, number 13.
Perfect active. He has heard.
He has heard.
On and bit.
Audi wit. The third principal part of this verb is audiwi. The stem is audiwi. And it's, because it's perfect, you put the it ending on there. Margaret. I think I skipped you last time, so you get to go twice.
I have sent is perfect active,
Good?
and the third principal part of sent is missy,
Mhm.
so it's missing around.
Good?
And we have been is perfect active,
Good?
and the third principal part is fui, so it's fuimus. Are there two I's in that?
Nope, just one eye. Because remember, you dropped the I from the third principal part.
Okay.
Okay, number 16, Jordan.
You went. That's perfect. What's the stem one?
Well, it has two possible stems, either just I or IV.
Okay.
Let's do this one first, because this one's normal.
I-I-S-T-I.
I was referring to this one, because this is the normal.
I-V-I-S-T-I.
Yeah, iwisti. That'd be you went. The other one, as you started saying I-I-S-T-I, E-isti, this one they never used because for whatever reason they just didn't like the sound of that, so they just isti. So that one's irregular. Unlike up here on this one, we see that we have all three possibilities. On this one, they just use the contraction. Kurt?
We shall have ordered, and I don't know the third principal part of IU. Okay.
The third first part is UC.
And it's future perfect.
Good. strimless, we shall have ordered. Megan?
Okay, they had been able, and I got that it was blue perfect,
Good?
but I didn't have the third stem.
Yeah, it comes from Posum, whose third principal part is Potui.
And I got ERANT for the, thank you.
Was it they had been able?
Yes.
Okay. And number 19, LA, do you want to try it? No? Okay. Marie?
I have Paul. It's perfect.
Good?
And I got,
Wokawi. Wokawi. 20. Wella, do you want to try it? No? Kaylin?
She has red. It's perfect and scripty. And so it scripts it.
Strips it. Okay. That's it. For the most part, y'all are doing a pretty good job with this. If you're not quite getting it, you're going to want to, see me for some extra help or get with a friend or somebody who does get it, because this part's going to be important. And like I said, it just takes a little practice, even though it seems like, it's repetitious, why do I have to do 20 of these? It really kind of helps you get the feel for it. So what you're going to do for homework tonight